Hi André, you doing all right?
All right, Sam. How are you doing?
Good, yeah. It's a hot day today.
Very hot.
Yes.
I brought my shorts in because I know it's not very appropriate, but I just had to. I'm sorry, I couldn't commit to the whole.
Well, it's like doing like Zoom calls on during the
Yeah.
pandemic.
Yeah, stand up.
You can wear what you like under the shirt, right? No one's going to see it. The camera
That's it.
aren't going to see that today, but which is just as well because we have a very special guest today.
We do.
So Lucy June
Welcome.
Photography. Welcome.
Hi.
Yeah, we perhaps started things in a bit of a weird tone, but
yeah.
never mind. Lucy, it's great to have you here today.
Thank you.
And it's great to have another photographer here.
Yes.
Absolutely, just remember your side of the fence and my side. Don't ever cross over. Yeah, kill Woodvale. That's the line, right? Yeah. So Lucy, tell us a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about why you got into photography, because I think those are the powerful stories that we like to hear.
Yes. Well, I've always sort of known about photography, I guess. I guess I just picked it as one of my GCSE options, and I just fell in love with it, I guess. Sounds cringy, but I mean, that's exactly what happened. There was nothing there was no special sub-story, unfortunately. But yeah, my photography teacher did really help with that.
Yeah.
And helping me understand everything and actually making it into a passion rather than just a GCSE option. So yeah, that's why I want to take it further in life.
Excellent. Yeah, and you do some fantastic work. We worked together, right, last year at Crawley Pride.
Yes.
We were both two of the photographers there. You got some great images of the stage. Because that's where you were placed,
Yes.
right? So right in front of the stage where all the acts were. And some great shots on your Instagram, which is fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so what is it then? You mentioned this teacher helped you kind of really find your passion with it.
Yes.
So what is it then that really kind of that makes it a passion for you? What do you look forward to about it? What is it that makes you keep wanting to come back to it?
Capturing certain moments.
Yeah.
Because you sort of, when you're out with your friends or family, you sort of think, oh, I kind of want this framed, but there's no one there to do it. So that's why I want to be there to do it, I guess.
Yeah. And do it in a unique way to you, right? Because at the moment, hey, everyone's got a phone. Everyone can capture a moment, but there's something about capturing a moment that pays respect and homage to really what's happening. Because it's this fascinating thing I heard actually just yesterday. I was watching this, it was another YouTube video from a photographer that I quite admire, who was saying that right at the end, they said, the appreciation that actually what you're doing is recording history is one of the most fascinating parts of photography as a journey, right? And it doesn't matter if it's just your family gathering or whether it's a big event or something monumental. Well, everything's monumental to somebody, right? Everything matters to somebody.
Yeah.
Everyone matters to somebody. And it's great to hear that, that came out from you immediately, this whole, just capturing that moment because it matters. So yeah, I love that. That's nice and authentic. Brilliant.
Yes.
So yeah, I suppose I did see those shots, and I think they're incredible. I think you did an incredible job there.
Thank you.
What is sort of your approach to it? So obviously we look into capturing the moments, and especially in days like that where there's a lot of stuff going on. We always say that it's almost as if you almost know when that moment is going to come. I'm assuming you got the same thing, where you just know when it's going to happen.
Yes. Especially doing stage bits and stuff, beat drops. You got to hear out for just always be looking for your viewfinder. Just don't take your eyes away, because if the moment when you miss something, you're like, oh my god. Yeah. Really? It's just,
I'm enjoying this too much. Oops.
Yeah. One day I'll get a first kiss in a wedding. One day I'll get it. No, I do get them. I'm joking. Yeah. Apart from that one time. Excellent. So, and with the things that you've done so far, so I saw on your Instagram, we talked about a couple of the events. But also I've seen some quite interesting performing art stuff there. So what looked like dancing or something to that effect on quite a it was quite a beautiful setting, or at least that's how your shots came out to say. And they just had this nice, a nice tone to them, right? This, I'm not going to use the word sepia tone. It wasn't that, but it was. There was something dynamic about the way the light was playing with those performers that just really worked nicely. What was that?
Well, I was at my old secondary school, St. Wilfrid's, and when I was there, I was doing a few of their shots for their evening of dance, but it wasn't really like a proper thing. It was just like, oh, can you be there? But then they asked me this year, and I think this year's when I got my best photos of them, because I'd done it for 3 years before, so I sort of knew what was going on, and I knew the dancers and I knew the way that they danced, and because they tend to have the same dances every year. So yeah, it was just nice to capture like a dance, and I wasn't there for the dress rehearsal, so it did make it a bit more challenging this year because I didn't know any of the dances. But you can just sort of pick up on things like, you know, when things are going to happen. But yeah.
I mean, that's incredible. I feel like people always tell me this, and it's how, again, it goes towards the same subject that we were talking about earlier, where you just know something's going to happen. And I find it so incredible when people just are just able to like just be present, but then also know when something is coming to be ready to do it. So obviously performing arts is a big one, like events is another big one, which you seem to be doing both. Is that the two main things you want to focus on? Where do you want to go? What do you want to focus? Or are you going to be a bit more like Sam, where you just enjoy the capturing of the moment, just telling that story, and it's about just capturing those moments?
A bit of both, really. There's nothing like specific in photography that I don't want to do and that I do want to do. Like during my A-levels, it was quite different because I wasn't doing like events and I wasn't doing things. It was more like portraiture, like one person focused. But I don't know, I feel like I'm leaning a lot more towards like event photography and like events and performing arts and things like that, rather than like editorial pictures, which is what I sort of focused on in my A-levels. But yeah.
Very nice. What makes you like gravitate towards those?
It's just, I feel like it's a lot more enjoyable because I don't like to think of photography as a job. It is a hobby and I do love doing it. So when I'm in like big events with like a lot going on, I'm having fun as well as taking good photos, if that makes sense. So yeah, I guess that's what sort of I like about
Very
that.
nice.
And so the portrait side of things, like you say, you're not necessarily sort of gripped by the editorial work, but it's still like there's still something really fascinating about getting the right portrait done right for people and capturing what they're really about. You know, those eyes that tell a story, the way that you capture the light and everything. There is a little bit of crossover there with particularly the performing arts side of things, right? So some of the other events that we do, or that we may, whether they be sort of public, I don't know, gatherings or whatever they may be, that's one thing. But when it comes to the performing arts space, and particularly in theatre or musical theatre or dance, there's a lot that crosses over, I think, in the portrait side.
Definitely. When I say like not really portrait, it's like magazine covers, things like that. But I do also love just capturing like pure raw emotion, like especially like in dance. There's a lot of that, especially if it's good dancers. It has to be good dancers.
Does it though? He says as if he knows what a good dancer is. I don't know.
Can you dance? No. There you go. Maybe you should take pictures of something.
That would just be abuse, Andre. If you're taking pictures of me trying to dance.
Hey, it could be entertaining.
Yeah, that's what I'm missing. That's a niche I'm missing.
But then again, I think we talk so much about capturing the moment, and we mention this quite often, where it's like it doesn't really matter where the dancer is in their journey. It's more about what they're experiencing whilst they're on stage. And I think, I went through your Instagram, and I think you do like an incredible job of being able to just capturing those moments. Is there anything that you focus on, anything that you look for, anything that triggers that sense of now it's the moment?
Definitely facial expressions. if they've got a good facial expression, I will just take the photo, and I can, if they got a wonky foot or something, I can easily edit that. But I feel like it's very hard to sort of base, especially when I'm doing my dance photos, to base a photo on the way that they're positioned rather than their face. Because if they're positioned lovely, but their face is like, you know, not ready for a photo, I feel like it.
That's what happens. That's why I'd never take good photos. My face is never ready for it. That's what it is.
You said
Yes.
it. You said it. You
You've
said
opened
it.
my eyes, Lucy. That's it. That's
Exactly.
My face is never ready. That's why. Yes.
That's why we don't have any portraits of you.
Exactly.
Oh god. But that's in itself is quite tricky though, isn't it? Because most people, like we do music as well. We used to play in bands and stuff. And I can only speak from personal experience, but I make faces when I'm playing.
Yeah.
You know, and so it must be quite hard to be able to identify, you know, those moments where it's like, oh, wait, the pose is perfect, but they have their concentration face on.
Yeah, but it's also like making the most of that though. So one of the things that I love doing about, particularly in the music space, right? When they're very expressive in what they're doing. Everyone's got to tell. Like everyone has a facial expression that is unique to them. Now, if you capture that right, it doesn't really matter what it is, so long as it's unique to them. And a lot of people they don't appreciate that in terms of their own performances. Like if you're on stage and you're doing your thing, you're not paying attention to what your face is doing, you're just doing your thing, right? But one of the things I love doing around that is spending, a good 10, maybe 15 minutes actually not taking any photos and just analysing people's faces or their expressions and going, what is it that makes you you? What kind of little tweak do you do with your eye or little quiver with your lip that's very you, that only you're doing because that's how you perform? And how can I make that work? Because if you can get that right, whatever that facial expression may be, rather than it making it look like an accident or actually, oh yeah, you made that face and it's kind of mucked it up, like embracing that into the image, that is super powerful. Like I love when like I nail that and an artist comments to me like, whoa, that's just caught like this aura that I didn't even know I had. So there's that other side of it too, which is just excellent. I love it when it happens.
Yeah.
And the more expressive the performers are, the better, because you can just have way more fun with it. Yeah.
Sure. Just stand there trying to grab the craziest facial expressions.
But in theatre though, that's great, because some people, especially when they're doing, if they're doing something even Shakespearean or around that sort of ilk, it is all about the hyper exaggerated facial expressions, and they make for some fantastic shots. They really do.
Yeah.
But again, that's what they're trying to do. So then it's even easier in a sense, because actually we want to see the weird faces. So that's the whole point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But now, obviously, turning a little bit and going in a different direction with a chat, I find it so inspiring that, I feel like most of us, or at least the people I know, we kind of put pursuing our dream career off until we get to a certain stage in our life. And I find it super inspiring that you are doing that now, like straight away, going for it. What made you go, you know what? No, I'm just going to go for this. I'm just going to do it.
I don't know. I was just like, I kept looking at my Instagram, and obviously I hadn't posted anything since Pride last year, which was in August. And I was like, it just looks empty. It just looks like I've given up, and I don't want people to think that I've given up. So I was like, I just need to, even if I don't have the motivation, I just need to do it. And then I will fully get back into it, which is exactly what's happened. Like, I've fully got back into it. I've set up a TikTok page. I'm trying to put myself out there a bit more. But yeah, you don't need motivation. You just need to just do it, and then you'll get the motivation back when things are right, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's so important to just keep going at it, isn't it? Because if you lose that momentum, you don't have to be. It takes so much effort to build it back up again, and if you're waiting for like the right time to just go for it, it will just never happen. I feel like you need to start moving things, and then things will start picking up. It's so interesting how like you can go like months without anything, and then you you go and try to do something, and it's like, oh well, I just went and took some pictures last week just for the fun of it. Why not? And then it's like, oh yeah, but someone saw me there, and they then saw the pictures I took. Now I'm actually going to shoot for them, and then from them they actually have a friend or someone they know, and then it kind of just spirals from there.
Yeah.
And it's hard because you need to fight against that lack of momentum.
Yes.
But once you do that, it just does it. It works by itself almost. You still need to have a lot of input. There's still a lot of pushing you still need to do. But yeah, it's super interesting.
There's a lot of hard work behind it, of course, and I think it's great to have those opportunities that you take to just go, do you know what, this is an event, this is something that I may not necessarily have naturally gravitated towards, but I'm just going to go for it, even if it's nothing to do with what was in my portfolio before. Like just that's a great way of doing it. And I think I personally think that the advice out there seems to be the opposite, right? So a lot of things that I get, like not thrown at me, or people say about the work that I put on there is look a bit haphazard. So there's like all these performing art shots, and then there's a wedding photo, and then there's something else, and then there's this. It's like, well, we can't quite figure out what it is that you do. Like which area do you specialize in? Are you a bit of a jack of all trades or what? And I kind of get that, but at the same time, like, no, I first and foremost, it's about the real authenticity behind doing the photography. If I love it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to post about it. And no, I'm going to be a master of all trades, not a jack of all trades and master of none. I'm going to make sure they're all great. So that is. You don't see that. I don't see that personally. Like a lot of the advice that might be floating out there is niche down. Only do this, only do that. I get it. Like it makes business sense, doesn't it? It does. To go, here's my thing. It's easy to sell. It's easy to brand. There's no confusion around it. Fine. But if I was just doing that one thing all the time, well, then it would just become a job to me. Then that is doing the same thing tomorrow and the same thing the day after, and if I'm not inspired to do it, why am I doing it in the first place?
Yeah. Exactly.
And I feel like it then also, by doing different areas, by doing different industries and categories, it kind of also challenges you consistently.
Yeah.
So that you consistently improving, consistently looking out for different things. Whilst if you just niche down, you will become great at that one thing, but it will become very monotonous. And I mean, there are people out there that are making a lot of money and are getting great gigs doing that. And I'm not saying that that's not the right thing to do or it's the wrong thing to do.
It's perfect for them.
That's it.
Great.
It works.
Yeah.
Everyone is different. Yeah. And, again, same with me for video, it's always been people keep telling me, like, why are you doing all those things? Just choose one and go for it. And it's like, but I like doing all I enjoy doing it all. I don't want to just say, I just film weddings, because I love weddings. They are one of my favorite things to do, but I also enjoy architecture, so I want to capture properties. I also enjoy live events, so I want to be doing that. And I feel like if I then just go, well, I want to become really incredibly good and expert on this, then all the work I will get will be about that, which means that I'll be full and then won't have the time to then invest and learn about everything else.
Yeah. And in this world, we just have to be super agile now. Like that's, I never want to be in a situation where, okay, great, I'm amazing at this, but then suddenly this isn't in demand anymore, or there's a shift in how it's sold or how it's marketed that I haven't taken the time to skill myself up for. Yeah, don't want to be in that place. So, but like you say, André, like you learn so much from doing different types. The skills that come to do a wedding, to do an event. I love the fact I look at my calendar and I'm thinking, great, next week I've got corporate headshots coming up. The week after that, I've got an event coming up. The week after that, there's a wedding. The week after this, I've got two different types of events. One that is very performing artsy, one that I'm not actually sure what it is yet, but I'm booked for it, kind of thing. It's just one of those where, great, like. That keeps it really exciting, but each time massively challenging in a way that you can only get better from doing. But I mean, so since you did Pride last year, so you're mentioning that you were looking at your Instagram, trying to think, well, actually, how do I kind of build that up? So how did you do that? What was your thought process?
My friend's mum asked me for dog photography, and I was like, okay, let's go to the field behind my house. And then I was like, I've missed this, if that makes sense. But then I'd done it and then I didn't edit the photos, or I didn't look at them for like a couple months. I kind of forgot about it. Life just made me forget. And I can't actually remember what made me just go, look, I'm just going to grab my camera and just actually edit them. And then I got some pretty nice shots of him. His name was Benny. He's very cute.
I'm more of a cat guy, but yeah, sure. Just gonna throw that out there. No, dogs are cute too.
Yes. All animals are cute.
Oh, yeah, all animals are cute. Absolutely. So, because that was going to be one of my next questions, was obviously you clearly love animals. Mm-hmm. Would that be like a perfect scenario for you where you can combine your love for animals with your love for photography and make that work?
I think I could. I definitely love photographing dogs. It was a bit of a challenge because it was like, okay, sit.
It needs to be trained. It was like, I only photograph trained dogs. Niche down.
Yeah, and there's my niche, trained dogs.
Only trained dogs.
But the dog photography that I've done has definitely been 10 times, 100 times easier than working with babies. So I definitely think it's something I could do more of. But yeah, I like the whole thing about dogs looking like their owners and I've seen like photography projects on that.
It's so true.
And it's like, when you look at it, you're like, oh my God, yeah, you look exactly like your dog in the nicest way. But yeah. It's
so strange, isn't it? Like, I've noticed that so often. Like, you just walk down the street or walk to town or whatever it is, and then you see someone walking their dog and you're like, you're like made for each other, weren't you? Like, it's like you came in a packet. Like, it's like those figurines. You get the person and you get the dog, and they match each other. It's so interesting. It's so true. It's so, I don't know. I don't have grass allergies though. Don't know what Marlo, my dog. I don't think I match my dog. I think I need a new one.
It's all right, Milo. Who loves you really?
Well, yes, I do. I guess deep down.
Just in case he's watching, right?
Yeah. But yeah, no, I love animal photography. I think it's so cool and so nice to be able to represent, especially and being able to deliver that to the owners, because if they value their dog enough and they value it enough to then get a portrait session of the pet, it's so lovely to be able to then give that back to them. Look, this is your best friend, because it is, isn't it? Like that's the thing.
I mean, so every time I don't have pets, I've never had any, but I fully appreciate the whole. That animals have personality, and as soon as animals have personality, they are people, right? So that's a creature who has things that make them happy, that make them sad, that make them affectionate, that make them, realize what you're feeling too. I mean, I appreciate that as well, that, dogs, cats, whatever, can recognize in their owners when they're going through certain emotions, right? So that sentience is very special, and therefore is something that can be captured quite authentically. So yeah, I mean, I completely understand that from the slightly neurodivergent view I just presented it as, but yes. Yeah.
I mean, you put it down quite well, to be fair. But yeah, it's so interesting, isn't it? And have you done a lot of those, or?
Not really. That was the only sort of one where I was like, okay, let's actually do a photo shoot. But like at the Rainbow Run, I know the dogs weren't allowed, but when there was a dog...
Forget the Rainbow Run, there's a dog.
For the record, dogs are definitely not allowed, so, but yes.
Yes. But I was like, oh, that could make a pretty cute photo. And I was taking photos of them.
The rainbow dog,
yes. The rainbow dog.
Yeah. Because it was covered in all the paint too, right?
Oh,
so it was just like, that works. Awesome. And because it had white fur, so it was a perfect canvas for it, right?
It was perfect.
It was picked. Handpicked to be there.
Absolutely, yeah. So, okay, tell us about Rainbow Runs. That was, I'm guessing that's the first sort of event like that you've done for your photography.
Yes.
Yeah. Challenging, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It was a lot of walking to like all the stations. I was like, oh my God. But it was fun. My camera didn't think it was fun.
Oh yeah, been there.
It's now personalised.
Yes.
There's still grit on that one that's pointing at you. That just I'm not gonna get rid of it.
No.
It just won't come off. It's specifically the pink powder.
The pink, yes.
Why the pink? I don't
know. I think it was the bit at the end where they threw all the powder into the air. It was just very pink dominated, and then I was pink after, and so is my camera still. But yeah, it took me an hour to clean it. And it was like, oh my god, it's not going to go. So
they'll be there forever. It will be there forever. I mean, there's still stuff on my cameras from last year's Rainbow Run. It's not going away. But hey ho, I take that as a positive battle scar.
Exactly.
Yes. But it's quite a uniquely challenging event to do because quite a lot happens in quite a short space of time.
Yeah.
And it is all very different activity with like split seconds.
Oh yeah, it was very fast pace.
Yes, yeah.
It took a bit of time to sort of get up to speeds because I think the first station we done was the orange one. My photos weren't amazing. I just wasn't. My settings wasn't right. I don't know what I was expecting.
But this is the thing, you don't know, do you?
No.
And even though I'd done it a year before, I'm still like, well, this is not like any other event that I've done. So it is, you almost have to have a very unique mindset for it compared to, well, most other things. But yeah, so how did you fare after that?
Yeah, it was fine. Once I was sort of like, right, this is the pace. This is how fast I need to move and how far I need to walk to the next station.
And you kind of mentalise, just like, no, this is happening.
I definitely got used to it, and then I did end up getting some nice photos. But yeah, it was definitely one of my favourite events that I've done. And everyone was so lovely there.
Yeah, it's a really good vibe.
It was a really nice atmosphere as well. But
yeah, it was a very, because this was a record-breaking event for them. You know, there was 1,500 people there, which is I think 300 more than last time.
Wow.
So it was so successful in terms of the ticket sales. They had to somehow get another tranche of ticket sales out, like an extra 300 or so, which they sold out super quick. You know, they raised like nearly £100,000, I think, if more than that.
That's insane.
That was from way more than just the ticket sales.
Yeah.
It was all sponsorships. It was all, you know, people on the day contributing, donating. So yeah, we're not talking about a small event here. It was big, and it was like. There was just a bit of a majesty about it, right? When seeing all those people, like sea of people.
There was a lot of people.
Doing the warm-up as well. It was like, whoa, okay. Great. Let's make sure we can capture some of that.
So from you two actually getting to, because obviously you had worked together before, or collaborated and worked alongside each other. How do you communicate? Do you focus on different things? And so do you go, okay, well, I'll focus on that bit, and you say, I'll focus on this side. Do you communicate at all? Or is it more like, okay, well, I can see is over there, so I'm going to focus on what's going on over here? Is it a bit more like that?
Yeah, for Pride, which was the first time we worked together, we sort of were given spaces to focus on. But then we all like sort of mixed up a little bit and got photos of everything.
I completely ignored the instructions.
Yeah.
I was very
typical saying.
Well, hey, look, man, this is what happens, right? So Lucy gets prime locations. Like, yeah, you're going to get staged. I was like, well, isn't that the whole point of it? Okay, fine. And the other guys got what they got. You know, take the stall holders, capture the vibe. Yeah, Sam, you can just stand at the back. You can just sit at the back and just capture the behind the scenes.
I wonder
why. Like, sure. Oh, here's a toilet. You know, I don't know what else am I supposed to do. So I rather deliberately. I'm being facetious. I did fulfill the brief, but that was a relatively straightforward brief to fill, and what was I going to do for the other 8 hours, you know?
Yeah.
We want portraits of people coming out of the toilets.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that was, as I say, that was quite structured, right? So you know, we had our roles, but we mixed it up a little bit. But yes, for Rainbow Run is a bit different. So we did do a lot of going around together, but also in moments that we had opportunities to, you know, veer off a bit, that was quite useful, right?
Yeah.
So particularly the big paint rush at the end. But yeah. So there was a bit more like because I'd done the event before, I was able to sort of say, oh, we should probably be heading over here now, we're over there now to make sure we don't miss this. We still nearly missed the paint party.
Oh,
that happened super fast. Like out of nowhere. It's great. Here's the big finale. Whoa, hang on a minute. There's still people who hadn't finished the run yet.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right, fine. So hence I thought we had more time because they hadn't all come through yet.
Yeah.
But stuff like that was just a bit easier then to get a bit of a structure of things. But at the same time, there was a lot of, you spotted what you spotted, I spotted what I spotted, and just kind of working that way to capture a wide variety of what was going on. So because there's so much to capture there.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like it's a huge thing, especially considering the fact that they had to like add additional tickets. That is just unheard of. It's impressive. And just like events, isn't it? Like everyone has this, by this time this would have happened, and then at this time we'll have this, and then at that time we'll have that. It never happens, is it? Like it's always like, okay, everything is out. But then not discrediting the organisers, because it's a lot to organise.
It's not even that. Like it is like I say, this event is particularly unique. Like I don't know of anything else quite like it, where there is a huge gathering in Nash Farm, Helsham, lots of stalls doing their thing. Also, the charity itself, St Wilfrid's, kind of promoting their own bits and pieces. A big warm up in front of this. It was Fit by Maria who was doing that, and everyone just having a good vibe. But it just coalesced suddenly. Like out of nowhere, it was people putting their t-shirts on and doing this, to everyone in this big crowd, to everyone now ready to start this run, to that whole thing carrying on, and everyone ready to do this paint party. So it was like a lot of these, I guess, like I say, these sorts of events that are quite unique, there's an organised chaos to it, right? So it all seamlessly went. I didn't see anything that didn't happen as it should. Yeah. But I think that takes a hell of a lot of work to put together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this ain't just some like fun run thing. It is.
Yeah.
And to be fair, you've talked about it before, and it comes across as like meticulously.
It is, yeah.
Organised and put
they are
together.
military precision. Their events team is something else, I have to say. Everything they've done has always been just bang, slick, professional. They don't break a sweat. I mean, I know that they say, this is hard work. Of course it is. It's massive hard work for them, but you'd never see it. Like you'd never know.
Seamless.
Absolutely seamless.
Very interesting. Very interesting. And any upcoming events you got coming up? Anything exciting? Why is it exciting? Sorry. Just me being awkward.
It's not the André we used to. We don't like the awkward André.
No, sorry. It's this heat.
It's the heat, yes.
But nothing as big as the Rainbow Run. But my old primary school, they reach out. I'm doing some of their Year 6 production photos.
Great.
Their sports day, but I don't know if I'm like being hired by the company that they use, because like sports day, they hire a man with a van who prints out photos.
Yeah.
So the company that they use, he reached out to me going, would you like to work for us for a day? So I was like, oh yeah, of course. But even if I wasn't being hired by him, I still the school would have wanted me there, just because they wouldn't have to pay as much as the man in the van. But I've got also my old secondary school, they've got their Year 11 prom. That's a completely different atmosphere, because my prom was only 3 years ago. And the photographer just felt so put together, but I know he'd probably done that like 10 times before, even more. But I'm very nervous because I've never done anything like that. But it's like also all my old teachers, and like I went to school with a lot of these people.
it's already something doing something for the first time, but then you're doing it for the first time in front of everyone you know.
I am very nervous, but I know the venue is at Crown Plaza Hotel.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I know where it is. Yeah. I know because obviously my prom was there. Yeah. So it should be too bad, but still, it's quite a big thing. And if I don't get the right photos, then that's like their prom. I wasn't particularly impressed with the photos that I got from my prom. So it's like,
shots fired.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't awful photos, but like...
Keep digging.
But like the way that they captured me on my prom day was, I was like, I'm not putting those photos anywhere. But that's fine. Happens. But I don't want to be that photographer that's like the 16-year-olds. Yeah. Because I was very particular when I was 16. I say that as if it was years ago. It wasn't. But yeah.
It feels like years ago, doesn't it?
It does. 3 years ago was my promise. Kind of insane. But yeah.
Yeah, so significantly longer for me. We didn't call it a prom, I guess, but I barely remember those days. But yeah.
Celebrated with the donkeys. Anyway.
Sorry, that was a joke before we started rolling the cameras. That would make sense. But yeah,
you guys need to watch the pre-roll of the podcast, which you can pay extra to do.
Yes. The paid promotion of André and his donkey farm. Yes.
Support us on Patreon and you can get the pre. No, there's none of that. No.
One day.
One day. But yeah, so what are you envisioning doing then for the prom? What's kind of like your tactic?
Well, they haven't told me much. They just said that they want me there for like most of the evening. They want me to like do arrival photos, which is, I think that's very candid, very like, I can do that. And then they want me to set up a backdrop and like take like group photos, which is, I'm not the best socially. So it's like, I know I'm a photographer and being social is a very big part of that, but I'm still not great socially, especially with people like my age. I don't know. They're not intimidating at all, but it's just like the fact that these 16-year-olds are going to come up to me and go, oh, can we get a photo? Just scares me. I like the more candid bit, especially for things like this. And then they just want me to like take other photos of like the rest of the night, like dancing, things like that. So yeah, pretty chilled and laid back, but still a little bit scary.
So what makes it? So what is it that's scary about it then? What is it that's making you feel apprehensive about that?
People talking to me.
And say what?
Just anything.
Hi, what's happening? Who do you think you are?
Yeah. I don't know, it's a big, I've always had quite bad social anxiety. So I don't know, it's also the pressure of it being my old school. I feel like it would have been a bit better if it was like another school and like they didn't know me, but I don't know, there's just a lot of pressure there. Maybe it's just my mind.
Well, it is, isn't it, right? We all adapt to ourselves, right? So the weight of expectation is often the thing that you put on yourself rather than everyone else. You know, so you're talking about, you saw those photos of yourself in your prom and you were like, no thanks. But that's and that's going to stick in your mind a little bit. I mean, it kind of already has, hence you mentioned it, right? So it's kind of I don't want someone else to think that of when I'm taking photos. But this is the nature of how we do it. I'm sure there are people that I've taken photos of that kind of look and think, do you know what? I'd rather use that one my drunken mate took of me with his phone. You know, okay, fine. You know, great. That's the whole point of it, is not to create the perfect photo for everybody. It's about being there for the moment, and there will be lots of things that you do that will be very powerful and very impactful, that paint the whole picture of the night, not just necessarily cataloguing it. I think it's a big thing that I kind of struggled to get over as well. Like when I was doing similar sorts of events like this, it was like, I've got to make sure that everyone's got photos of everybody who's there, make sure this is this. And okay, if I'm specifically asked to do that, sure, but that rarely is the case. Rarely is it, you must capture a photo of everybody doing this. And then you can easily go on the wrong side of this line of going into catalogue mode of, I must get this of this and that and that and that and that. And you forget why you're there in the first place, or why you specifically are there in the first place. Not the fact that they've hired you to do it or whatever. You're there because you're passionate about your photography. And remembering that is all you need.
Yes.
So then when someone says to you anything and you're like, I'm not really in the mood for this, I don't really like this, you kind of I just fall back on the fact that, you know what, I've got this camera in front of me, it's going to do some great stuff here today, and I'm doing this because I love it. And the stuff I'm going to produce, I know is going to be good because I work damn hard at it. right? And that, if you have that mindset, you don't have to apologize to anyone or anything. You work super hard at your craft. You do it because you love it. You're there, as I say, André was saying right at the beginning, you know, like inspiring that someone is taking that leap and doing it at the stage that you're doing it. Hold on to that, because there's lots of people, probably ourselves included, lots of people who would never have been brave enough to do that.
So really like a step ahead. The fact that you actually you fighting that social anxiety, but not even that, you actually pushing and putting yourself out there. And you know, you say that, you know, when it was your problem, they got someone else to do it, but they chose you this time. Do you know? It's like it's not like they actually chose you. Like you're going because they want you there. And I think, like, going with what Sam's saying, like, they want you there and you know why you're there. Yeah. And I feel like that combined, obviously I'm one to talk, like I'm very socially awkward and anxious, especially in public, especially with people I don't know.
It's because donkeys raised them, sorry.
You went a step further. Anyway,
we have to carry on. We have to carry on the theme.
That's it, donkeys. Just put some B-roll of donkeys in front. But yeah, I think that's incredible to like be there now, just capturing that and be selected to be there. And I feel like once you get there and you're doing your thing with your camera and you know why you're there and you've done it before, it's just going to be incredible. Yeah. And I think that's most of the times that's what happens. You kind of like, you're nervous to start with, and then like 5 minutes in and you're like, yeah, this is cool. This is fine. I mean, that's definitely what happens to me every time. It's like, you know, you get out of the car and you're walking towards, you know, the bride's house, and you're like, oh my God, should I knock on the door? Should I just run back home? And then you knock on the door, it's like, yeah, I'm here now.
And that's when André gets the wrong house as well.
It's like,
well, guys, you've got a wedding in like half an hour. You're nowhere near ready.
What is happening? Oh, sorry, it was number 52.
Yeah, but it's incredible that you're doing that. I couldn't have done it when I was 19. I could barely talk to people, look at people in the eye when I was 19, right? So, and that's that is a sign of a lot of very good things to come.
Hopefully.
So, in talking about things to come, where do you see yourself? What's your next steps? Ooh. And I know, obviously, like these are like one of the hardest questions. I hate when people ask me that, and I'm the first one to say. What do you want to be when you grow up? I was like, oh, shut up, just be quiet. But I just feel like because of your trajectory already, on how you are approaching things and how you're doing things and how good your photography is, it would be so interesting to see where you're aiming to go.
I definitely want a full career in it. Like I don't see myself working my...
Oh, we're not talking... Yeah, no, that's a given.
Yeah.
You are having a full career in
yes.
it. Where do you see yourself going?
Oh, I don't know. Just like doing what I love. I think that's the main thing, definitely.
What's that picture in your head of that perfect moment then? Like when where you feel like you've made it. What does that look like to you?
Having my own little, like living with my partner, having a house, but like having my own room where it's got all of my equipment in, all my expensive things.
She's describing a man cave. That's what it is. I want a man cave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
See, I'm told I'm not allowed to have that. So my stuff is all shoved in a corner, in a cupboard, even though I have a room for it. It's like, no, remove that and put it in that cupboard. That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
If you get that, please let me know how to get that.
Wait, we haven't finished. I rudely interrupted. Sorry. So we've got the woman cave, and
just like all my stuff in there, and just coming home and just going, oh, there's this job I need to finish and edit it. Like having stuff to do, I guess, if that makes sense. Like
a real purpose.
Yes,
right? So
definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, having my own little space for it would definitely be where I want to be, because I have my own room, but I still live with my mum, so it's very limited space. I mean, I don't have much equipment now anyway, but I wanted to she has like quite a big walk-in wardrobe, and I wanted to make it like a photo shoot, not a photo shoot, but like a photo area with like backdrops and stuff. She said no. I get that.
God damn it, Mum.
Yeah.
We need to
Thanks,
talk about
Mum.
that.
But yeah.
And what's the ideal thing that you're coming home, you're going into your photo room? What event have you just come from?
Wedding. Big
They
wedding.
win. They win.
Yeah.
Big wedding.
They win.
I just feel like it's such a special day, and then to be able to capture that, because I mean, I can't wait to get married. I'm excited to see my wedding photos, and I'm not even engaged, so it's like,
Have you got a partner?
yes,
Oh,
No pressure. No pressure.
3 years. So
No pressure, mate.
That is incredible. Yeah. No pressure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, weddings are definitely one of my favorite things. There's no, I used to shoot automotive for a living. I did quite some time, and it wasn't until, but you feel empty, you come home and it's like, oh, it's just another shoot. It's just another video that I need to edit. With weddings, they're just their own thing. They're so special, and to be the selected person that someone has entrusted to capture that once in a lifetime moment. Because, events are incredible, but most events happen on a yearly basis or in 6 months. These big events are part of someone's story, like the biggest day of their story. And to be able to just come home after a day, like I did on Saturday, and you come home and you start offloading the footage, and you feel fulfilled. You feel like, I've done my job. Now, hopefully I'll be able to edit this and turn it into something meaningful. Fingers crossed it won't take 6 months. But I love weddings. Love weddings. Definitely one of my favorite things to shoot.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're great. They're a great thing to have in the calendar for all the reasons you described. But those. One of the most fun parts of it, and we've spoken about this before, is actually getting to know the couples and being like, almost like you're a guest. Well, you are a guest, but that's how we shoot, right? That's how our ethos is. It is very much you're getting the André Zeferino Blindlens media experience. You're getting this guy experience. Sometimes, and then it's
all the time.
Yeah, all the time. So
even if you don't want it.
But this is the thing. So people gravitate towards you because of who you are, and that's the main part of it. And then you gravitate towards them for the same reason. And the photos that you produce are just like a byproduct almost. They're there because that's your job.
Yeah.
But you're really there because it's like, I love the fact that you guys have this story. I'm engrossed in this. I love seeing you with your loved ones, however many there is, whether it's a big wedding, small wedding, a grand hotel, massive venue, or a tiny living room thing. It's all the same. Like, it's all that narrative. And yeah, I've done some amazing ones where they've been, 10 guests. I've done some amazing ones where it's been, hundreds, and they both have the same.
It's just a feeling, Yeah. It's a feeling, isn't it? It's a feeling that you get, and to be able to just walk in and like on Saturday, I walked into this kitchen, and the mother of the bride asked me, "Do you want coffee or a tea?" And initially, I was like, "Oh no,
I've got the right house, thank God."
I'm here. This is fine. She's getting ready. I'm all right. I'm in the right place. And then for a split second, I was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna say no because I'm here to do a job." And I said it out loud. I was like, why am I thinking about now? No, actually, I would love a coffee. Thank you so much. And it's those moments that really make you connect, because now you are yourself. Now you can let your personality truly shine, and you can just be you, because that's who they want. These people. That's why we speak on the phone with them for so many times, to really get an idea of who they are, and for them to get a really good idea of who you are, because I don't want to attend someone's wedding and they feel like they can't connect with me, because then I won't be doing my job. And I think half of that job is to just be myself and just be me. And I feel like that's the best thing about it all, is that you get to the end of the day, and yes, you were their photographer or their videographer or whoever you were in that story, but you were part of it. You were a guest. You were there from 7 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock in the evening, and you are part of it.
Or sometimes more than that.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So what's your wedding going to look like then?
My wedding, my personal wedding, very quiet.
Oh.
Yeah. No family. No little family.
No photographer shouting, "Hey, group photos,
Excuse
everyone!"
me, she's already hired a photographer.
No,
Exactly.
Yeah, and a videographer. Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Very quiet.
But don't expect
quiet
anything
then.
big. Just little wedding, just with people that are important. I understand big weddings.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I don't. I do.
yeah, I do and I don't. I just think
Yeah.
it's such a intimate day, and I just personally just want very small, just with a couple select special people. But I mean, if you've got enough important people in your life to have a big wedding, then do it.
Absolutely.
Takes good photos.
But it's a fascinating thing you talk about because like André, you're saying, we've done a variety of weddings, big, small, and sometimes there's one conversation that really sticks out with me. Actually, I had with a couple. For both of them, it was their second marriage actually, and this was one where there was about 10 guests. Perhaps less than that, if I'm remembering rightly. And I was talking to the bride to be, kind of walking towards the venue, and she was saying, the first time I got married, it was we had hundreds of people there. It was a huge deal, family, extended family, etc., and it was all just for them. Like it was all like we were almost just like characters in a someone else's story. I think that was the phrase that she used. But this time, we just said, no, it's just about us. And all that matters to us is we're getting married. And there's, I've got my son, I've got my, a couple of family members that are really important to me, of course. But this is it. That's who I want to spend the day with.
Definitely.
But there's just, it's fascinating to see that, and likewise we see the opposite end of the spectrum where actually no, this wouldn't feel right if I didn't have the 100 people there.
Yeah.
And that's just the different ways that we grow up, that we experience life, that we find ourselves in different circles is another just fascinating thing about capturing those moments, making it authentic to what has happened, the years that have led up to that. And really importantly, kind of where they're going, where they're going with their life and their journey, what they're seeing, what they're envisaging. When someone looks at a photo and can see that, that's you've done a good job.
That's it. And regardless of the size of the wedding, I feel like a wedding is a wedding. A wedding isn't measured by the amount of people that attended or how grandiose it is. It's a wedding. It's an event to celebrate a couple's love for each other. And I feel like I'm yet to experience one where I don't feel that. Like I've been to small weddings, I've been to big weddings, but the feeling is the same. And I go and post about it on social media and stuff, and I always feel like I'm repeating myself, but that's because I felt the exact same way. I was like, I felt this was the most impressive wedding. And
They can't all be the most impressive ones, right?
And then the next thing, I'm like, oh my god, this is great. And you just get to experience that over and over and over again. What a position to be is just, it's incredible. So you're gonna love it. Absolutely gonna love it. Have you got anything booked yet? Have you done any weddings yet?
No, I had. It was like 2 years ago. So I was like just at the start of my A levels or halfway through my A levels, and I had two booked to shadow another photographer. His name was Simon, and I was really ill for the first one, so I was like, look, I can't get out of bed. Bit dramatic, but I was ill. And then the second one, I couldn't get off of work, and it really, really hurt me because I was like, I just want to experience this. Because I've only been to 2 weddings as a guest in my life. Yeah. So just to get a feel of what it would be like to also be in the position of a photographer that day. But yeah, I wasn't allowed it off work, even though I tried so hard. And then I sort of had someone reach out to me, like a friend of a friend of a friend. And they were like, oh, do you want to do ours? And I was like, sure, yeah. But then they separated. Oh. Yeah, so that didn't happen. Yeah.
Well, Debbie Downer over here has just... It's again, like I wouldn't have never had the gumption to even try and do that, at your stage. So it's streets ahead already, which is fantastic. Yeah, well, that's wonderful. Well, are there any people in your family that are into photography, or anyone that you've grown up with in that respect?
Not really. I mean, Simon, he was a close family friend.
Sure. Yeah.
So even at like my auntie's, I nearly said funeral. My auntie's wedding. I think
I won't edit that. I'll leave that in because it's quite funny. Yeah.
My auntie's funeral. Oh my god. Dark turn.
Apparently when I was 2 at this wedding, I was fascinated by his camera. Obviously, I don't remember this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because I was 2, but like I was kicking up a fuss like a 2-year-old would, and then the photographer actually took me outside and let me play with his camera. So I guess that's the only sort of connection I had. I wouldn't let a 2-year-old play with my camera.
No.
André playing my camera.
Exactly.
Oops. Sorry. I didn't see it.
Oh, that old chestnut. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. But no one really. I mean, my granddad's always had a camera.
Yeah.
He's always been into his cameras. So whenever I'm like, oh, I need a new lens, Granddad, can you look for a lens for me? He's like, oh yeah, this one's fine.
Buy it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Sounds
always
like a great granddad to have. Yes. Can we have his number?
he finds my stuff and sometimes he buys it for me. But
wonderful.
yes.
Lucy, thank you so much for coming on, because it's been great to hear about somebody who's just taking the bull by the horns at such a stage that you're at, where you've done your GCSEs, A levels, you're thinking, great, I know what I want to do, I know where I'm going. That is massive, and it's been wonderful to hear about it and the things that have inspired you to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think growing up, if I had someone I knew that was doing that, it probably would have prompted me to start chasing it a lot earlier. And I can easily see you being that person for so many people, in the sense that you are getting out there, you are doing it now at this stage, that it's really, really inspiring and powerful, and really a really big privilege to have you here, because I feel like, you've got to be where you are at this stage. I think it's going to be so important for so many people, not just you, but perhaps what you don't see, how other people see you and what that means for them. So thank you so much for coming on. If people want to find out a bit more about you, or even book you, how can they approach?
Instagram. I don't have Facebook. TikTok, yes, but it's very new, so don't.
What is this TikTok thing we speak of?
Oh, come on, Sam. You're getting grey.
Yeah.
You're getting grey.
It's bad.
Come on. I don't know. I have an account, but I haven't posted in like 6 months.
Excellent. Yeah, well, Lucy, like we say, it's been fantastic, and of course we're going to do some more work together. We're going to collaborate more, which I look forward to. It's been great working with you so far, so we've got some great stuff coming up. And yes, watch your Instagram space for that, because I'm sure some more photos will come up imminently.
Yes.
What is the handle?
It is just Lucy June Photography. No spaces, no capitals, no
nothing.
No nothing.
Just as it is.
Yes.
Boom.
This is what you get.
Yes.
Fantastic, guys. Excellent.
Perfect. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you for
on.
having me.
Sam, and I'll catch you next week.
Absolutely. 100%.
Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget the Patreon.
For the donkeys, yeah. Okay.